Hello, my dearest Goblin. Today, we are going to have a serious conversation, an intervention of sorts. However, I'd like to initiate a trigger warning before we get started. If you are allergic to self-reflection, have past trauma when it comes to taking responsibility for your own actions, or simply can't be bothered to fire the neurons in your brain for a few minutes, then I have terrible news. You need to watch this video. There will be timestamps in the description, as this will be too long for the average internet dweller's attention span, and I just know some of you will need to revisit this multiple times in the future for anything to stick. Jokes aside, even if you are a well-adjusted human being that doesn't function off of half an eaten acorn for a brain, this guide might be useful for you, or at least provide some decent background noise while you finish whatever apparent project you are currently working on. With this discussion, I intend to have you open a dialogue with yourself so you can improve as a fighting game player. How do we do that? By identifying the signs of mental rigidity in its application to fighting games. According to the American Psychological Association, rigidity is a personality trait characterized by strong resistance to changing one's behavior, opinions, or attitudes, or by the inability to do this. Now, before you go off on a fucking tangent, put away your Twitter trigger finger so I can explain. To simplify things from here on out, we will be referring to mental rigidity as walling. The reason for this is because, in my mind, being inflexible in your ability to think about things is actively building a wall between yourself and the desired outcome. For the purpose of this discussion, we are going to be focusing on some very specific ways walling shows itself in the FGC and some option selects you can utilize to make a positive change to your mental. Disclaimer, there simply isn't enough time to cover every single instance of walling that can be present in fighting games, but I want you to get an idea of what walling looks like in real life in case you never caught yourself doing it. This won't be a video that will help you if you aren't first trying to help yourself. It's going to take a lot of effort to rewire the way you think, and even when you finally feel like you've done it, you will slip back into old habits. Also, a side note, if you haven't already, check out my video on failure, as it's going to be a good stepping stone before working on this. Now that we have that lengthy ass preamble out of the way, let's get you comfortable in that Gamerjizz covered chair your suspiciously wealthy furry e-girlfriend gifted you for being a good little kitten. Why the fuck do I do this? Picture this. You were in the middle of a heated match. The opponent has used up all of their resources, and you just got them into a hard knockdown. If you can get one touch, you can win off a routine combo. You run your Oki and break open through their guard one more time. The excitement is overwhelming, and without realizing it, your finger had slipped, causing you to enter crucial input twice, dropping your combo. This could have cost you the game. However, you were fortunate enough to get a lucky trade and win. Congratulations! This should be a happy little accident worth celebrating, but in the back of your mind, you feel nagging sensations. You hear the voices call out to you. I never should have dropped that easy-ass combo. You're actually fucking dog shit for dropping that combo. This is why your parents don't love you. The next round, you find yourself getting bullied by the same player, which you were literally just going even with. You lost the round in under 15 seconds and got counter hit often. Round 3 is the exact same sad story. You lose the match, and you're fuming. After running the rest of the set, you get knocked into losers without taking another round. What happened? A lot could have happened, but in this very specific hypothetical, 2 instances of walling occurred. 1, you spent the entirety of the subsequent rounds trying to prove to yourself that you could in fact land that one combo you dropped in the first round. Your hyperfixation made you predictable and easy to exploit. 2, after losing the first match so handily, you lasered in on the idea that you were evenly matched and you shouldn't be losing this bad. Because of this, your mental state became frantic, weakening your decision-making skills, all while overloading your mental stack. You might have noticed a similar theme with these 2 examples of walling. In both instances, you found yourself stuck in front of a failure or a problem, and you weren't able to see past it. Kinda like a wall, right? Wow. The video's all coming together. That shit's crazy. Circling back to the actual definition, your inability to be flexible kept you on the losing side of the match. Now, I'm not going to ignore that a lot probably went wrong besides these 2 specific things. However, I am going to boldly declare that you weren't in a position to handle dealing with anything your enemy was doing because you were too busy waging war on yourself. So what could have been done differently? The lame and easy answer is when shit doesn't go your way, just learn from it and move on, or let it go. Sure, that works if you've already developed the skills to do that in real time, but you haven't. And if you actually have learned how to do this, shut the fuck up, you overachiever. For the sake of this video, no you haven't. Here are some things that have worked for me. Feel free to share yours in the comments or in my Discord. Yeah, I know, it's a shameless plug, but I like my Discord and want more people to vibe with us. Using the first example above, I'm going to walk you through how to overcome this wall. First, you must identify that there is a problem. The problem is that you dropped a supposedly easy combo and that it was supposedly routine. That wasn't so hard, was it? Here comes the hard part. Next, you must be completely honest with yourself and internalize why it's a problem in the first place. Was it an issue because it cost you the game? Well, no, not this time. Was it because your nerves got to you and you weren't able to control them? That's really not it, because you've already came to terms with the fact performance anxiety is a part of competing. Okay, well, maybe you felt a blow to your pride and decided you had to prove you could land that combo to keep your ego from shattering. There it is. Nail on the head. Now that you know why it was a problem in the first place, you can find ways to get over it. Keep in mind, some of you might know the why immediately, or it might take you a really long time, weeks or months if you're a dumbass, before you land on the answer, and that's okay. What matters is what you do with that information, which brings us to the third step in the whole point of this exercise. If you've established the why, all you have to do is workshop a solution or hit the "it be what it be" button and move on until you're ready to circle back. In this example, just acknowledging you dropped the combo but used your other skills to win the round or attempt the combo naturally again when you're ready are perfectly acceptable responses. Basically, beating yourself up and only focusing on the failure wasn't the right move for your desired outcome. I mentioned before that this is a skill, and even once you think you have it down, you might see some regression if you become complacent. And that's true. Self-reflection is hard, both in fighting games and real life, and it's an endless amount of work as an uphill battle. But I can guarantee you that if you are conscious and willing to apply this tech, you will see and feel tangible results in your life. I mean gameplay. I promise I definitely wasn't using fighting games as a vehicle to pitch a self-improvement technique. As always with these videos, I really appreciate you for making it to the end. I try my hardest to be as to the point as possible while still making it somewhat enjoyable as entertainment. I feel like I may have taken too long to deliver the burger and bun this time. If you felt the same way, I apologize, as I really do want to respect your time. The more input you all give me, the more I'm able to improve my content, you know? Anyways, enough of the rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!